Welcome in, guys. Hope everybody had a happy new year. Weren't here over the week, or weren't here on Monday, I should say, for the new year. Hopefully, you guys watched a couple of great college football games yesterday. No action there from us, and probably for the best because leaning Bama, leaning Texas. Neither of them can pull it out. Crazy NFL Sunday, and a couple of winners for us yesterday in the NBA with the Wolves second half and the Utah Jazz. A couple of bets on the Jazz game there, doubled up a couple more units, had a good number at 5, also doubled up 2 units at 3.5. Pretty big Monday night and a good start to the new year, John.
Yeah, the college games, myself, I had my ratings had Michigan 6.5 points better on a neutral field. And they weren't 6.5 points better, even though the final scores by 7 in overtime. Right. But my lean was Michigan just couldn't buck that SEC team. Real surprise the end of the game just to see the quarterback run into one of the toughest defensive lines. I don't know. I thought Lou Saban was better than that. He's a legend. But yeah, turn back to what we did do well in, and that was NBA. We start the year off nicely. Timberwolves got behind a dozen in the first half. They always start real good. They come out first quarter, jump out to a quick lead, and then just fell into a lull in the second quarter. Knicks beat them, I think, by 20 in the second quarter. Anyway, they went down 12 at halftime. Thought that was a great spot for them at that point. Knicks had only had 3 turnovers in the first half. We didn't think that would stay. And anyway, Timberwolves did fight back. They didn't win, but they got us the money minus 3.5. And then my best bet of the day, and if you guys and you guys should always also watch our lives on Instagram, because on days that we're not here, we'll talk a little bit on Instagram. And I gave that out as our free bet yesterday, Utah Jazz. And I said, I don't care if Kyrie, Luka plays. That was a 50-point revenge game. Mavericks smoked the Jazz when they were decimated by injuries at Dallas, didn't take their foot off the pedal. You knew Utah would answer, and answer they did. Kyrie coming back, you figure there's going to be a little rust. And there's going to be a little rust with him and Luka getting into the same place. Luka actually has his worst shooting night of the year last night. So a big 3-unit bet on the Jazz. One out in the front, and that one really never sweated. That was a blowout. So we ended the new year with a nice W, a blowout win with the Pelicans over the Lakers, another revenge spot. These are what I call my circle games. I said a Pelican-Laker game. That was a circle game from when Lakers absolutely humiliated Pelicans in Vegas in the in-season tournament playoffs, and they had that game circled as the Jazz did last night. So 3 straight NBA winners. Let's hope that's a sign of things to come in 2024.
Absolutely. We can go ahead and start diving into this NBA slate. If you guys really quick could like, comment, subscribe below, help us grow this thing, and bear with me today if there's any issues. Hopefully the connection's all right. Pretty good NBA slate today, John. Second game of a home and home with the Bulls and the 76ers. Bulls get the first one. Bulls have been playing good ball this last couple of weeks here, covering numbers left and right. We'll see if they can get it done. The Sixers will get Embiid back, missed 4 games, and going to have to watch his game count the rest of the way. As far as the MVP race, if he misses, I believe it's 11 more games, he's no longer eligible for that. So we'll see how much Philly pushes that. This is technically a little bit of a revenge spot, obviously, in the split to the second, the home and home. And Bulls, they've been having success at Philly. 3 straight they've won at Philly. A lot of points here for the success Bulls have had and for how they've been playing. Would be Chicago or nothing for me, and especially in Embiid's first game back. How good is he going to look?
Yeah, got to see how good he's going to look because prior to the injury, Embiid had 13 straight 30-plus point, 10-plus rebounding games. That's a record dating back to Kareem Abdul-Jabbar in the 70s. Let's see if he comes back from that. What I will say, it was evident how much they missed. I'm calling Embiid the MVP right now. We'll wait to see if he plays enough games. But right now, leading the league scoring, 35 points per game. Philly just 2-2 on the road trip without him. And they scored 120-plus during the course of the year, scored just 112 in the 4 games without him. So get him back. Let's see what they'll have today. They get him back. They'll lose another starter, though. Melton, obviously, you'd much rather have Embiid, the guy with the inside track to the MVP. But yeah, Chicago Bulls playing good basketball. This is a series that prior to last year, 76ers had owned. Bulls came into Philly twice, beat them there earlier this year, and now just won this game. So the revenge motive is there. Just can Philly do it? Embiid's first game back. We talked about Kyrie's first game back. Obviously, that was a much longer layoff. Expect Embiid to do a good job, but Drummond was playing at Philly not too long ago, and I just love what this Drummond does. What do you have, 25 boards there? Let me catch my stats here. I think it was 23 boards, 15 points, 23 boards. This guy gets 10 boards in his sleep. So that'll be a nice little matchup. We'll see what kind of job he does on Embiid. But, I think the number's right there because of the revenge. Maybe Philly gets to the number, but nobody in this fight. I think it's close.
And we got Spurs going on to Memphis. Spurs blown out by the Celtics at home the other night. They're now 1-7, 2-6 against the spread their last date. And then you have this Grizzlies team who Morant comes back. They look phenomenal. He misses a game at Denver, and all of a sudden they've dropped 3 straight now, scoring just 101 in those 3 games. And they've been miserable at home this season. They've been a bit better with Morant back, and they flipped the switch on that. Obviously, they're one of the top teams at home last season. Weird matchup history. I mean, Memphis has won 12 straight, but Spurs, they've been covering lately. 5-1 against the spread the last 6. Obviously, another big number here would be a lean ever so slightly to Memphis. I mean, this is a chicken soup game as you can get here if you're the Grizzlies team you own, and you got to get back to some win columns at the home. So we'll see if they can take care of business in this one. Lean Memphis. Don't want to lay the points in this one though, John.
Tough to lay double digits with the team that scores the fewest points in the NBA, and that's what the Grizzlies do. Yeah. But Spurs are 28th in giving up 123.3 points per game. So Memphis last, as I said, in scoring. They're scoring up a little bit, 111.7 points per game in the 7 games that Ja's been back, 4-2 in those games. Let's see if he makes a difference at home. But just tough to buck. 12 straight wins, although 12 straight. Grizzlies have won 12 straight meetings, but just 6-6 against the spread, and they don't usually cover at home. To me, at 12 was probably the number for a San Antonio team, but just tired of having these miserable teams. This could be a get-right game for Memphis and for Ja. So 11 will sit off on this one.
Then we have the Celtics at the Thunder. We keep talking about is the future now with OKC, and this is going to be a bit of a proven test game tonight for them. Obviously, Celtics is coming in red hot, 11-1, their last 12. They've been getting it done on the road more lately as well. And then you have this Thunder team equally as hot, getting it done the other night against the Nets. They are now 7-1, their last 8. And they've been doing well in this matchup. 5-0 against the spread the last 5 meetings, just 2-3 straight up. Obviously, they were catching a lot more points in some of those that they covered, and now they're coming in this go-around, catching a little bit less. But this is home dog or nothing, John. I mean, you got a team here ready to prove something, and what a better way to prove it than against the best team in the NBA on your home floor.
This is it, guys. This is the one bet of the day for me. It's OKC plus 4.5. Opened up 4.5 yesterday and immediately went down as low as 3.5, back up to 4.5. It's been back and forth between 4 and 4.5 now. Look, no doubt Celtics are the best team in the NBA, but this OKC team, the last couple of weeks, a couple of wins at the reigning champ, Denver Nuggets. They're red hot. 8-1 straight up, 7-2 against the spread last 9 home games. So they've been at home. They won the first 2 of this homestand. Excuse me, guys. Boston coming off the road, an easy win, a cakewalk over San Antonio, but still they've got a little travel where OKC doesn't. Just can't make Celtics this big on the road. We kept saying I didn't think OKC was ready. I don't know. Maybe they're ready. This team just getting better and better with each game. We already know what you're going to get with the Celtics. As I said, I just think 4.5 just a little too much on the road for how well the Thunder have been playing, and they've been a covering machine at home.
Then we have the Nets at the Pelicans. Brooklyn's just owned this matchup. 8 of the last 9 meetings, 7-2 against the spread, but they're playing horrible basketball now. Got killed at OKC. They're 2-8, 1-9 against the spread. Their last 10, both those wins and the one cover came against the Pistons. Outside of that, they haven't done anything. So hard to take them with any seriousness right now. And yeah, the Pelicans coming off a much-needed big win over the Lakers. Still playing pretty good ball at home this season, a little bit less lately. It's tough to break this ownership, but I have no interest in going with the Nets the way they've been playing these last couple of weeks. With the Pelicans or nothing here, we'll see if they can take advantage of a struggling Brooklyn team today.
Struggling. I don't know if I'm a little distracted, so I don't know if Ben gave the stat. You got a Nets team coming in 2-8 straight up, 1-9 against the spread the last 10. The only 2 wins are against the Detroit Pistons. That's not saying much to me, but they do own this matchup, winning 8 of the last 9 meetings. That's not enough to put me on this team. My numbers make it higher, so the number comes back a little because the Nets have done so well on this one. I think 6.5, the number that it's at now, is a fair number. It's another game we're not touching.
Then we have Hornets going on at Sacramento. You had the Kings coming off the big win against Memphis the other night. Sabonis, big triple-double. They shot the hell out of it from 3. And Charlotte, back-to-back, they've now dropped 11 in a row, 7 of them by double digits. And you got Rozier, who has been playing pretty good ball. He's questionable. He didn't play yesterday. Tough to want to back this Charlotte team right now. I have no interest in laying this many points with the Hornets. With the Kings, but it's just too hard to back this Charlotte team. 11 in a row, falling knife, no point to try and catch it. Horrible spot, coming off a game at Denver. Not saying to lay the Kings here, but this is a game I would just stay away from.
Absolutely. Back-to-back, it's their 5th game in 8 days on this West Coast trip. You're already going to go out there without Ball, without Hayward, and now you got Rozier with an illness. So you got to see if that spreads to anybody. An undermanned Charlotte team, just not playing well. 11 straight losses. No reason to take his chance, no matter what the number is against Sacramento.
Last NBA game of the card, Magic at Golden State. Magic coming off a loss at Phoenix. You have the Warriors struggling on this homestand. Warriors are heating up there, heading into the Christmas Day game. Thought they were going to build on something there. And now dropped last 2 on the homestand. We'll see if they can kind of flip things back around. Magic, they've won and covered the last 3 meetings. They won at Golden State last year. They haven't been as good on the road this season. Been dominant at home, not that great on the road. This is a spot Golden State needs a win. They need to bounce back, get one here. Lean is to the Warriors in this spot. But again, it's only knife. They haven't been covering at home this season, 6-11 against the spread. Another team not looking to back in this game.
Their peaks and valleys, Golden State, seem to have a lot to do with how Clay plays. You know what you're going to get out of Curry. He did have that one game he missed. He didn't make a 3-pointer. But it's paralleling with Clay. Clay, 3 points on 1 of 11 shooting his last game. That's just not going to get it done. I make this game a dead 3. I think the number's right. Golden State, they're dropped down right now. Orlando playing good basketball gave Phoenix all they could want on the road the other night. 3's a fair number. I think that's the right number. And unless there's an injury, I'll stay off this. What I will say is Clay earlier in the year not playing well, started to shoot a little better. You could see the Suns get a little kick, a little rise from him. And now the last few games, not so much again. So they've got to get it done. They've got to get more than just Steph Curry scoring. Wiggins, Klay Thompson have got to be involved, and that's not happening right now. 3 points a fair number.
That's the NBA slate today. As always, if you guys want any injury updates or bets later on as they get added, sign up on massaedge.com or download the Massa Edge app. John wasn't here yesterday. We can talk a little bit about what went down on Sunday with that NFL slate and what we got with the playoff picture. Yeah, pretty bit of a rough Sunday, but man, crazy game set up for this weekend. I mean, this Indy-Houston game we're getting on Saturday going to have a lot of implications. Baltimore, I mean, talk about 2 massive wins back-to-back weeks, just kind of solidifying themselves best team in the NFL heading into the playoffs a little bit.
Baltimore, yeah. A couple of things. Baltimore locks up the number 1 seed. Lamar Jackson locks up the MVP. You basically destroy the Dolphins. They lose linebacker Chubb and Howard, the quarterback, to his shoulders banged up. It looks like he'll play, but he got banged up. So they accomplished a lot of different things there. Could be possibly ending the Dolphin season, and now, like I said, setting themselves up as the number 1 seed. Baltimore is real and gaining ground on San Fran. Still makes San Fran a little bit better. I know that sounds funny because they beat San Fran at San Francisco, but I still got them rated just a little bit higher, but Ravens catching ground each game. Let's talk about the game I lost, which had me absolutely livid, was the Rams. We went with Stafford in that game red hot. Going into the game, last 4 games, 10 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Last 5, 14 TDs, 1 INT. 2 interceptions, really 3 turnovers. They allowed Taylor to throw an 80-yard touchdown pass. We missed 2 extra points. All of that said and done, still in position to win the game, 7-point lead, punting the ball, and we give up a 96-yard punt return for a touchdown. So just absolutely horrible way to blow a game. And this is your NFL. We had our big winner was the Pelicans. And that was an outright job on Tampa Bay. I had said Mayfield and Stafford, 2 quarterbacks, were playing as good as anybody. Didn't show up Sunday. I just felt Saints would come with their game Sunday, and they've got themselves in the playoff picture. Tampa Bay still controls their own destiny. Just got to beat I guess right now you can call Carolina the worst team in the league, although Tennessee's gaining ground with the amount of guys that they've got on the injured reserve. So we get some great games, but I just want to warn our Massa Edge members. I have by far the best ratings in the world. Just go. Those ratings are going to tell you the story. Not this week in the NFL for all games. So if we have a game like the Steelers at Baltimore, you can't go by I think we've got off the top of my head, I think it's Steelers are a 23.0 on the road, where Baltimore's a 33.0 at home. So if you look at that and say, wow, John's got this, a 10-point swing, a 10-point number, and Steelers a 4, there is no number on Baltimore. They've got nothing to play for. The number 1 seed is locked up. Many, if not all, starters will sit. So again, just be careful in those games. The Chiefs, they're locked into the 3 spot. Can't get better, can't get worse. Browns locked into the 5 seed, the top wild card. Can't get better, can't get worse. These games mean absolutely nothing to them, and that's why the line is different. There's your warning, just as we gave it to you with the lines in the bowl games, with all of these kids deciding to opt out.
Yeah, everyone's opting out there, and we'll see what we get shaped up. Great games coming up, though. Saturday, Texans, Indy. Buffalo and Miami Sunday Night Football for the division. We'll see how Miami limps into it, if they can actually give us a game that night. And the Jacksonville and Houston both fighting for the division still. I mean, obviously, Houston and Indy kind of control their destiny playing one another. Jacksonville really does. They get, like you said, John, a Tennessee team that's just been losing more and more guys. Remember a few years back when Indy, all they had to do was go get a win at Jacksonville as 14.5-point favorites, Week 18. Couldn't go and do it. Has a similar feel here for the Jags. I got to win this game. We'll see if they can choke it up.
Anything can happen on any given Sunday. That's what everybody's got to understand. If anybody, look, it was a foregone conclusion that the Eagles were going to win their last 2 games over the Cardinals and Giants and be the NFC East division winner. Not so much. Arizona comes in. We talk about teams limping in. They came in all banged up, and they beat Philly. Philly in a absolute nosedive. Home loss to 49ers, a loss at Dallas. Barely get by the Giants. Giants put on a thing on the second half. You've got guys in Philadelphia running into each other on kickoffs. Look like the Keystone Cops right now. So they're falling out of contention real quick. My ratings have just for the first time put Detroit Lions now ahead over the Eagles, and I've got Lions in the 3 spot after the 49ers and the Cowboys. So Eagles with a lot of problems. So yet no game is a lock. And I guess you couldn't get a better example than that Arizona-Philly game this last Sunday.
Yep, crazy weekend, crazy slate of football, crazy weekend coming up in football, guys. We'll start having bets out later in the week. If you guys want all those, you know where to sign up on the app or the website. John, not sure if you have anything else to add here. Just so you guys know, it might take a bit longer to upload these episodes this week with me being back at home for the week. So hopefully it might be a little closer to 1:30 Eastern, but we'll try to get these up as quick as possible.
That's it, guys. I just want to say we've got a 7-day special, New Year's special, $199. We usually charge $299 a month. This will be $199 a month. We'll run this through the, I guess, for a week till the 7th. Got all the NFL playoffs. Got a whole lot of NBA left to go. 3-0, our last 3 bets. Right now's the time. We're going to get hot.
Yep, started 2024 on the big note. Make sure you guys use the promo code New Year 2024 if you guys want to take advantage of that promo. And that price will stay for you forever as long as you stay a member. You'll get locked in with that promo code, with that discount. So make sure you guys take advantage of that. Other than that, John, 3-0 to start the new year. Let's keep it going, and let's win some games.
And we're trying to go 365-0. Let's make it happen.